Good morning, everyone. So in Literary Meet, it's always we look up to panel discussions because here where the thoughts overflow and we amalgamate our thinking process and try to create some meaningful conversations. So welcome to the panel discussion on the impact of technology on writing. And so and I'm welcoming the panel members. Thank you for coming today. And we will be starting with our first question. How has writing with digital tools changed the texture of literary language itself? Now, by the texture, I mean the sentence rhythm, the imagery that we use in poetry. So, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kaarthika Maheswaran, and my pen name is M. Cars. So regarding this question, I would like to talk more about, because being a fiction author and non-fiction author rather than poetry. Like everyone, I think everyone must have used somewhere or the other the AI tools to check whether whatever we are writing is fine, or something or the other help you would have definitely got, right? So I have also used somewhere, like for one of my books where it is a non-fiction book. Generally, I'm a fiction writer, but somewhere I had this idea to write a non-fiction. So being a fiction writer, I had some struggles. So I definitely used some help. I used Meta AI and ChatGPT. But what I could find was that nowhere I was getting the correct or the real answers which I was expecting. But of course, I was using it as an assistant which was learning from me, actually. Like I was guiding it in many ways, like whatever it was saying, I had to verify it. I can quote one example, very funny example as such. So my book is called You Are a Superwoman, but Do Not Use Your Superpowers. So this book, main theme of the book is that how every woman is a superwoman, and why she should not use her superpowers, because she's already using it, and she should learn to say no or learn to take rest whenever it is needed. It is not like she should overuse herself, overwhelm herself with all the powers which she has. So this is the book about. So there was one phrase which caught my attention in this book when I was writing the theme of the Spider-Man, where you must all know the famous quote which says, with great power comes great responsibility. So this is not what my book is about. This is something against which my book is talking about. So regarding that, I was searching for more themes. So when I was taking the help from AI, it was saying something, one interesting sentence, which is great strength not comes from power, but with your choices. So this is what my book is about. So I was asking AI like, from where it is taking. So it was saying, this phrase is from the Superman book. So I was asking it further, like, to be sure that whatever I'm going to write or use this phrase, it should be right. So I was asking it more and more questions regarding where it is from which comic it is, or where exactly from which movie of the Superman it is. So it was not able to answer it correctly. Then after questioning further, then I came to know that it is not actually from Superman, but it is from Wonder Woman. So this was the thing. Then I had to verify it again, literally by myself, instead of using this AI tools, and then had to correct it. So what I'm trying to say here is that, yes, it is a very good assistant kind of a sort of help you can take from AI, but fully rely upon, or the kind of human emotions which we get into literature, which we try to bring in, it is not yet fully developed. Yes, it is learning from us. Maybe some day or the other, it might be more better, but definitely it is not going to be better than this. So this is my opinion.
Thank you for UQ2 for giving us opportunity. I'm in IT from last 40 years. Right from 1984, I have seen the transformation not only at personal level, family level, social fabric level, and also societal level. Under such a disruptive word. Disruptive word, when we hear the word, whatever you built so far, it will not be valid anymore. Entire knowledge is based on constructive creativity. The very constructive is becoming diluted. Everything they want to throw out, recreate everything. What I have seen in last 40 years, family life has become fragile. Relationship between kids and parents has become fragile. Now kids are having the personal room. You cannot knock the door and get in. Hey, why you are entering into my room? And food, which used to be binding the entire family together, now because of food platforms, totally diluted. I want to tackle this particular problem by keeping the core thing. What I have seen the entire world is, we always believed that human being is a social animal. But as days are progressing, human being is becoming more and more the solo animal. Keeping away from interaction, it is a very, very dangerous thing to human race. And there is every 10 years they are doing this research from last 70 years. What is happening because of IT and transformation? They found that human doing, human wanting, and human being. Human wanting and doing is becoming stronger. There is a disconnect of both these things with human being. If you go back in earlier age, if somebody was meeting accident, everybody used to throw away all our work and we used to attend them. But now, chalega, I've got my work, I have to run away. All these things are happening. This is going to have direct impact on the way in which you write. As one of our senior mentors earlier mentioned, by quoting the quotation, literature should be the reflection of the society. But if the societal life itself is getting killed, then where do you get the reflection? Second thing what I learned out of the overall thing is, we should not become the tool of tools we have made. Use the tool to speed up. Use the tool to increase the productivity. Use the tool for refinement. Never use the tool to enter into your private area. Literature is also one area of privacy. Good literature person who wants to write always is having some personal space. He may be going and sitting in the balcony observing the mother nature, looking at the pattern, how it breathes, what type of sounds of the birds we hear, and we try to mix up everything, and suddenly some flash comes. Now, modern day, whenever I look at the books, easily we can say this is not originality. Somebody just using a Microsoft Pilot, or by making use of Bing, or by making use of ChatGPT, or by making out Claude, or by making of Google Doc. I mean, something has been created. Like that, immediately we can see it. The tone from page to page is changing. There is no self-identity in the language because everybody is recognized by the language identity. When we ink down, oh, this is his language. This is what is actually something identity of him. That you cannot see in the modern days. Page to page, you say that cut and paste. Chapter to chapter, you see that cut and paste. Though that is not. There is a continuity of reading. Reading should engage. You should absorb. It has to make us to expand. We have to become part of the things. Look at all the great movie makers. When we see any role on the movie or drama or anything, when you see that, oh, it's me. It is not actor. Actually, I'm feeling that is my experience. Then that movie clicks. Personalization always becomes very important. So many tools are there. I'm using, but I never ever use the tool to replace me. When I create any book, I sit in the thing, one paragraph, this chapter, like that I write down. Then I create one logical flow, how chapter to chapter it has to connect. Then I write down what is the message. I use goal, question, measurement. What is the goal I want to communicate through my chapter? And then I ask sub-questions, how I am going to address it, and what is the message I want to communicate. First, I use a GQ method. After that, I write my own language. Then problem comes. Most of us are non-native English speakers. Language may not be commanding, it may not be engaging. At that time, I use tool, refine my paragraph. But I do not allow the tool to refine the concept what I want to communicate. To send the message, I don't want the tool to be the absorber. What I want to communicate is, be clear about what you want to communicate, because writing is a social responsibility. It's not just I will publish some book, it doesn't happen like that. Second thing is, it should transform some lives. Who are my audiences? How it is going to help? Because the United Nations and World Bank are saying that the age group of 20 to 30 years, they are the most vulnerable on earth. Oxygen they have to struggle. 86% of the Indians are not going to have the drinkable water by the year of 2030. Oxygen content goes down, and jobs because of AI and other things are getting replaced. And totally it is becoming a totally disruptive world. You ask, when we are building, after 30 years what happens to me? After 40 years, my teacher used to ask me, how do you see yourself after 60, Arun? But if we ask the kids, how do you see after 3 months? They are totally disturbed. They don't know what to think. Totally, completely confused. And they start telling us, hey, why you bother about? The concept of death, the people at the age of 14 and 16, they are talking. Concept of death never came to us till we reached the age of 40. We're never talking about it. Hey, what is this? Tomorrow, if I don't get anything, okay, I go for suicide. So easily they talk about. They never consider that life is an opportunity we have to enjoy. Challenges make us complete. When you solve the problem, then what thrill you will get, what wisdom you will get, that is totally different. That thrill is missing. In brief, my overall thing is, use the tool as a tool. Never allow to do it. But being in 40 years in IT, a lot of things are happening. It is going beyond. There is a sentimental analysis by looking at the emotion of the people. How does he think work is happening? A lot of work is happening, cognitive behavioral therapy and connecting with the brain signal, how you are going to transmit, trying to use every human being itself as a transmitter. A lot of work is happening on teleporting, means you need not travel from one to one place. One box you go and stand, you will be converted into electromagnetic wave and you will be thrown out to another country. Within 5 seconds, you will be recreated over there. These are all piloted. I am working now also. I am coding. One of the foreign universities asked me to take the entire role in India. You head that. They were giving big money. Then I told, my personal value system, I don't want human being privacy should be encroached by machines. No, you are losing so many $1 billion. Life cannot be measured in millions. My time is 2 times of food, 1 night's sleep. I don't think beyond that. That's what I told them. Okay. So, what I want to say is, number one, what as a human beings we have to address is solitude. How we are going to create the family bindings again. That's a big challenge. Second thing is, modern day kids are more and more self-managed than manageable. They don't listen to us. They manage themselves. If you try to hit, I'll get out of I will be working in a petrol bank, or you will work in some restaurants. I don't depend on you. And third one is, the objective of life has become very weak in the modern day kids. All the impact technology. Technology is a culprit which is going to kill it. And one of the sirs have mentioned about big companies are trying to encroach. Because of that, literature is the survival. Sir has mentioned, I think. So one of the digital colonization is one of the dangerous things which is going to happen, digital colonialization. And when technology hit, you can see last 100 years what happened. Who are adapting technology, they become rich. And population of the rich is becoming less than 1% in the world. Not even 1%. The remaining 99, we become the slaves of this digital world and digital technology, and everybody is going to grab the space and they do it. This is where most of the governments have to come out with a policy, where to allow AI, where not to allow. In UK, they made the rule. In high school, totally mobiles are banned. You cannot use. That type of rule has to come. Otherwise, creativity, analytical skills, problem-solving skills, adaptivity, and how to survive. These are going to be very scarce commodity for the next generation to come. This is what I want to communicate, but use some of the tools. ChatGPT you can use, Pilot, Microsoft Pilot, Copilot you can use, Bing you can use, Grok you can use, Google Doc. If you are writing collaborative program, what I write, where the other person has to start, using a Google Doc, collaborative writing, you can make it, and also how to stop the distraction. There are tools available, and if I'm writing on my screen, no emails have to come, no signals should come, internet connectivity should not be there. There are tools available for that. For keeping the minimal content on the screen, it is allowed. Rephrasing, the tools are available. I mean, I have got a big list of things with me. So for everything, technology gives a solution, and technology also creates new problems. So this race is happening from last more than 100 years. That is what I want to communicate.
Thank you, Arun sir. My next question is to Shalaka ma'am. As we see, the conversation is moving forward, that we belong in a very fast-pacing world, right? Where there is a lot of jammers, lot of brain signals coming at a point, and just scrolling a 30 seconds reel, we are spending hours, right? So, you know, a place where time is no more calculated, it's very fast moving. So, can literature return this slowness? Because literature has always been, for me personally, has been a source of solace, peace. As ma'am was saying that, you know, we used to run to books for peace, right? So, so do you think that literature can return this slowness in this culture of speed? And should literature evolve with the advancing of the technology?
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Shalaka Kering. I am a brain and memory development coach and an author of the book Empower Thyself with 31 Scintillating Stars. We all are living in an era where technology can generate words in seconds. But the real question is, can it really generate depth, wisdom, and truth? No, right? I wrote my book, and my thoughts and ideas and feelings were born in silence. They were shaped by, as ma'am mentioned, they were shaped by feeling, thinking, creating, learning, unlearning, and relearning. Technology can definitely produce and generate words in seconds, but definitely, as I said, when we leave things on AI, AI cannot be a thinker for us. The real question is, when AI can generate words, who is thinking for us? I wrote my book with pen and paper, not because I choose artificial intelligence over original intelligence, but I chose to put my original intelligence over artificial intelligence. When you write with pen and paper, since I belong to the neuroscience field and the brain and development field, neuroscience research shows that when you write with pen and paper, the mind slows down. Your mind listens, your clarity deepens, and your creativity sharpens. Writing with pen and paper is going to trigger multiple regions of the brain simultaneously. The regions to deal with attention, memory, language, and creativity. Literature or writing is something that needs deep thinking. Am I right? And deep thinking will only come when your mind is quiet. Pen and paper do not force the writer to autocomplete thoughts. In fact, it challenges the writer to think more powerfully, and powerful writing is the foundation of any strong literature. Also, when I say the brain and memory part, when deep thinking is involved, the prefrontal cortex of the brain is being put to use, along with stimulating different parts of the brain. So, as you mentioned, writing without AI is not slow. In fact, it is strong because it offers depth over speed, it offers thought over outcome, and it offers voice over volume. So when we talk of slowness, definitely it is not slow, it is strong, way too strong. And in this world of artificial intelligence, when algorithms are thinking for us, every voice is going to sound the same. What is going to make you stand apart is your original thinking, your original thought. As a writer, we all should have that authorship integrity that if my name is associated with it, so is my thought and vision that is going to be associated with it. It is not the AI which has created that algorithm and voiced it out for you. You make it belong to yourself. Never the case. Also, when we outsource thinking, we are diluting originality. When speed replaces reflection, depth is lost. And when algorithms start creating for us, every voice is going to sound the same. When we stop thinking, we stop learning. And when we stop learning, we stop evolving. So coming back to your question, or linking it to that, the pointers that I've mentioned, slowness, yes, definitely. AI writing is fast, but slowness is what is going to create authenticity. And nowadays, authenticity is rare. Original souls are rare. Technology can definitely create wonders, but it cannot create a vision for you, it cannot originate a soul for you. Let literature expand, definitely. Let it expand, but let it not surrender. Let it not surrender to the technology. AI writing definitely is the need of the hour. As Sir has mentioned, Pranav Sir mentioned, that we need to confront to it. We need to negotiate with it. Yes, we need to. But the way forward is not blind adoption. It is not choosing human versus machine. In fact, it is human plus machines led by human consciousness. Powerful writing is always going to come from a thinking mind, a feeling heart, and a conscious human being. I hope that answers.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, yes, sir wants to add something.
See, so many AI tools have come, especially I will read some of the tools. When you want to have real-time style and grammar tweaks, there's a tool called Grammarly. Autosave, collaborative editing, Google Docs is there. If you want to concise what you have written, you want to reduce. If you think that your book has become too much voluminous, without losing the content and essence, if you want to reduce, then there is a tool called a Hemingway app. If outlining and modular restructuring of the book without losing the connectivity, if you want to do, then there is a called Scrivener tool is there. Now you want to have no distraction, but you cannot type in now. You have to type using a laptop only. But when you are working, you don't want you to be disturbed through the internet word and other things. At that time, there are some tools called freedom or focus at will. According to your wish and will only, you can allow the system to intervene. It is going to block the distractions for enforced silence. And you want to create your own space, then there is a tool called Write Room. When you are writing, nothing, and even mobile also, ringing also you can stop. Then there is a AI writer, minimalist full screen. Only few things you want to have on the screen. And you want to give gamification for your writing, then there is a forest app. Then a strict offline blocking. Only online content only you want to allow. Then you have got a tool called Cold Turkey. And you want to reduce the slowness. When you want to read, you want to take your own time. You don't want to brush through. At that time, Wattpad is there. There is another one called Substack. It's serialized For example, when I am reading, think that I am a fast reader. Madam is super fast, and she wants to interpret line by line. And adaptively it adjusts based on how speed we read. The content which is going to throw me will be different. To her it will be different. To her it will be different. It is called adaptive learning. It understands the pattern of the person, and it wants to do that. Like that, it's a series of things. So, in brief, what I want to say is whether it's a tool or technology, we are in the area of information dysentery. Okay? So, I mean, how you are going to curb it? You can see the entire internet world is totally dysentery everywhere. So, we started creating the knowledge through literature. Now we want to be selective. I don't want this content, this content, like that we started doing all the things. These are some of the tools, and also Claude and GPT that is coming, and Calm or Insight Timer paired with reading for mindful slowness. I want to decide, because once you start reading, initially you will be fast, then after that you slow down, then your mind reaches stagnation. According to that, it goes on slowing down the giving. And you can also, I want some additional information, this content. I am not understanding. There is some psychological thing I want to understand. Then cross-reference also you can connect to get support for understanding what you are writing. Okay, every word conveys a meaning. So that is the beauty of the literature. Like that, so many tools are there. So once again I repeat, create your own structure. Don't allow the system to do that. Have one paragraph, what you want to communicate using goal question measurement. Then you convey the message. After that you can use whatever tool you want to use. But maintain your originality, book after book, whatever you are writing. It should reflect your language. It should reflect your thought process. If your fundamentals are confused, are you using, if you are writing on leadership, are you writing on inward-out philosophy of Indian culture? Every human being is a superhuman being, you can change the word. But Western philosophy says outward in. You don't have your originality. If some company is wanting you have to adjust to that to make money, materialistic world. There is a question, always there will be a problem between culture versus civilization. Culture is based on Panchendriya and Atmananda. But whereas civilization, it is materialistic. Keep happiness, santosha, not ananda. Temporary happiness. But in the word of competition between culture and civilization, civilization always will be upper hand. New generation is getting more civilized and less cultured. That's a big problem. And don't underestimate the power of the AI. So far, what you used to learn, it used to do it. Now, adaptive AI, dynamic AI, agentic AI, and quantum computing, they are making the system to learn by itself like human beings, but with much higher speed. Much higher speed means if you imagine another 60 years, there will be clear-cut humanoid colony and human colony. The world will be divided based on humanoid colony, human colony, and there should be policies and processes. Humanoid, you here, be here. Human beings, you be here. And it is not physical space, it is a virtual space. That's the danger, and speed at which it is happening. Being in the field, I am telling you, it's not in terms of months, it is in terms of days. What happened? Today it is totally changed. By the time I complete this meeting, it will be totally changed. The speed, whether it's good or bad, I don't know. I'm totally confused person now. Initially with age, we get wisdom like that we used to do. But with age, I'm getting more confused now. What is what is right, what is wrong, I don't know. That's the overall thing. Sentimental analysis, semantic analysis, agentic AI. Agentic AI means I create one program which is reflecting me. If I write the agent like an author, on this subject I want to write, it only starts running across the world. From last 400, 500 years, thousands of years, whatever it has done, it captures all the knowledge and presents it, which is not possible for human being. That is happening with agentic AI. Already Claude, it replaced the programmer now. Software development no more required. Claude automatically writes any program. Give the problem, it writes. Jobs have gone, more than 2 lakh. All the IT, so last week, across the world, 20% shares have gone down in IT companies because of Claude. They told that programmers no more required. I only write, you give the problem. So, it's a very dangerous time in the entire human race we are passing. It's a very, very dangerous. But the people who are at our age, we are lucky. We are not going to see too much horrible things to happen. Virtual reality, augmented reality, what it is going to happen? If some boy is thinking about what we used to do in teenager, oh, the film actress is beautiful, we used to imagine, just 1 minute, just last, okay? We used to think like that, human being. But now what is happening is, because of augmented reality, the actress will be created in front of you. Because of sensor technology, you can touch, you can feel. Then what is the remaining? Sensor technology. I mean, you can see this happening in one of the center of excellence in Karnataka, augmented reality, virtual reality, and other things. In modern movies, with 256 cameras, they are capturing all the heroines. 60% of the movie is now totally artificial. That actor is not at all there. 256 cameras they have captured. In KR Puram in Bangalore, that center is there. So these are all the overall challenges. I don't know, because being in a literature professor, as a thinkers, we have to always raise the voice. Whatever revolutions in the world have happened, it is through ink. If we keep mum, then human race will be in danger. That is the overall thing I want to say. Sorry for taking more time. Okay, thank you.
We will go for one last question to Kaarthika ma'am. I will just request you to ma'am to keep it very short.
Sure.
Yeah, yes, the question is, has technology altered the role of editor in production? Because as I said, a lot of grammatical apps are coming up. So
Correct.
does it do so?
See, yes. There are lots of options with us. Lots of information is getting thrown to us. Lots of, any AI tool if you're using, it will give you lots of options. For example, if I'm asking a question to any AI tool, like I want to express love to my man, like I want to say I love you to my man. So what should be the option? It will give me numerous options, but not exactly what I want. It won't be able to tell exactly what I am feeling. So that is the problem we have. And your question about editors, yes, definitely there are many tools which are coming up. And again, it can, to an extent, support us, right? But definitely not as a whole, it can do the role of the editor. Because, again, it is going to give you lots of options. You're going to get confused with whatever you have. Should I pick this or should I pick that? So that is when human intelligence comes to take that call, like what I should use. And when, as a writer, when I am confused and I'm going to AI and it is going to giving me lots more options, it is going to keep me more confused. So definitely the role of editor is not going to go away. We need human, intervention to help us. And I hope that answers your question.
I would just like to add one line to what you said about the editor's role. So AI can definitely auto-generate, auto-complete your thoughts and sentences, but it is only the editor who actually protects the author's vision. It is safe with the editor and not with AI, right? Yes, and
Thank you for such an engaging conversation. So we come to the
thank you,
end of
everyone.
the first
Thank you very
panel.
much.
So ultimately, we do choose emotional intelligence, and instead of AI, I guess human is more needed than the technology.
AI
Thank
can
you.
imitate your style, but it can
Cannot
never
replace-
originate a soul.
Yes, AI cannot replace us. Thank you. Thank you.